Very good. Today, once again, welcome aboard. I'm glad I captured.
Hi guys, I'm Vivian Huang. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm making over my bathroom, which obviously is where I'm standing in right now. I moved into this apartment about a month ago, but there were just a lot of settling in and having the contractors come in to fix the things that we newly found and everything. So a month later now is when I have the time and finally am able to fix things that I don't like, change the look of this bathroom, basically. A little bit on my home improvement experience. I've made over a couple furnitures, things like desks, chairs, and shelvings, etc. But I've never fully made over a whole room like this, like changing the wall, the floor, and just the base of it. So I'm pretty excited, but also nervous because I don't know if I'm gonna do a good job on it. Apparently I'm not professional, I'm just someone who rents an apartment with spaces that I don't really like. Also because I don't own this apartment and the lease is actually just 1 year. I'm not going to drastically make changes, but I'm gonna do what I can. And I'm not gonna spend a ton on it just because I don't own it, but I still want it to look good. So my budget will be $150 to include everything. Before I do anything, because this is rental, I did ask my landlord, the homeowner, whether I can do these changes. She said okay, including painting the cabinets. So I was so excited about that, so happy about it. She said do whatever you want with your apartment, it's yours right now. So I'm really lucky, I'm very grateful that she gives me all that freedom. So before you do anything to your rental apartment, make sure you check with the homeowner so that you don't lose your deposit. But the cabinets is really the only thing that I cannot restore when my lease ends. So you can really do everything that I do in this video except the cabinets. I feel like it's gonna be pretty big a project. It's gonna take days, I hope not weeks. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so here's me trying my best to sketch my floor plan on my iPhone, so please bear with me with the bad drawing. This area on the right is my tub shower, and that would be the only area that I won't be tackling. I'm not ready to deal with areas with so much water. And here's my toilet, and this is my sink on my long white countertop. And here's a small shelf that came with the bathroom. Here's how the door opens. I usually put my laundry basket here and my bath mat here. So you have an idea of what we're dealing with. I don't think I'm inclined to any kind of style specifically. I like a little bit of everything. But to make this room look more cohesive, I decided to give myself a color palette to follow. These are the colors I picked out. I started the makeover with painting the cabinets. First of all, I have to tape around the areas I want to paint so that the paint doesn't go everywhere. And trying to open this white old paint, which probably was in the storage for 10 months or something. Before you use the paint, you're supposed to mix it well so that the color is more consistent. I decided to paint it white around the light because I wanted to reflect more light to make the room look brighter. Although the paint I used doesn't really smell bad, I still disassembled all the cabinet doors and take them to my balcony to paint them because I wanted to leave as little chemicals as possible in that little room. For the main body of the cabinet and doors, I used this gray-green, dusty green paint, which was not super green but not white either. I really didn't expect to have to paint so many coats, so a boba break was definitely needed. It took me hours to paint so many layers because you gotta wait for like an hour in between coats. And I didn't use a roller because I just like the textures when you use brushes and you just paint it with your hands. I waited for the doors to be fully dried and then carefully put them back together. By the way, with wood furnitures, you should actually sand it down and then use exterior paint. But since I might be using this paint on probably walls, the people from the paint shop actually recommended me not sanding it down and just use interior paint on these cabinets. So as you can see, I finished painting these cabinets and that light box up there. And I have to say, I was expecting some grayer shade of green. not this light and bright, but this one looks good too. So I'll just keep it as it is for now. If I find that I really don't want it and I want to change it to another color, I'll just paint it again. But I think this color instead of that old oak woody color has really brightened this space up a little bit because it's just, you know, lighter. And now that I've let it sit for 1 or 2 days and I've already waxed it. By the way, I use a lavender scent wax because I'm obsessed with lavender. Anyone who knows me would know that. Anyways, today I'm going to tackle the floor, which is actually the part that I'm most nervous about because I've never done it and I don't really know how to do it right basically, but I've watched a ton of videos and I have a plan, so let's just hope it works out. I'm going to use these peel and stick vinyl flooring panels, or what do you call it, tiles. And I'm just gonna, it's exactly the same size as, what are you doing here? As these. So I'll just cover it up there. But I don't really like the look of these grouts. Is that what you call it? Because when time goes by, it just turns browny gray, or even like this, a little black. It just turns dirty. So I want there to be no spaces between these tiles, but I'll see how it goes. Okay, it looks so pretty together, don't you think? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start. Before I attach the new tiles to the existing tiles, I for sure have to clean the existing ones very well. So I vacuumed the whole floor, and before I stick each tile on the floor, I wiped it thoroughly and used a paper towel to clean it again. I really don't have any tips on installing these tiles, except that you should clean your floor and all the tiles should face the same direction. So as you can see, after over half a day, I finished installing most of the tiles, but that's probably just half of the work because I only cut those triangle pieces and some incomplete pieces here as well. And look at that! There are still so many incomplete pieces that I have to deal with, especially when I only have some not so sharp knives to use, but fingers crossed, I will finish it. So before I jump back into the flooring, the tiles, I want to actually start tackling the countertop because I'm just so over the tiles at this point. And I imagine it will be easier because I'm just gonna use contact paper. It's obviously gonna be easier to cut, even though I also have these obstacles. But I did underestimate the painting and the flooring, so what do I know? I don't know anymore at this point. I'm so tired. I was so focused on sticking the contact paper perfectly flat on the countertop that I kind of forgot that I was filming. As you can see, man, I struggle. At first I thought it's gonna be a 1-hour task, but no. I spent over 3 hours just on this countertop. Did I foresee that it would take so long? No. Did I foresee that I would underestimate it? Yes. Hi guys, it is the next day. So yesterday I spent the whole day just finishing up this countertop, which was way harder than I thought it would be. Mainly because of these corners, they're just really hard to wrap around. Also, the contact paper was thinner than what I used to deal with, which was hard to not leave some bubbles. But I managed to finish it. I did want to quit several times because it was just very difficult. But I finished it. It's not perfect, but it's acceptable for now. So next time, if I have a free day again and I feel like doing it again, probably not, I'll probably redo it with the same kind of contact paper because it's just $10 and I've learned in the hard way how I should be doing it. But I'm really proud that I've finished the whole foundation of the room. I sent pictures to my mom and she's like, hey, next time you're home, do our room. And that means
must have done something right.
Yeah, so now that I've spent days finishing up the flooring and painting and the countertop, I can finally start doing the fun thing. That is
Drum roll!
Decorating. The reason decoration is so fun is that it takes 20% of the work, or probably even less, but it makes 80% of the difference. But that doesn't mean you don't have to do the foundation because the foundation takes up so much space and it's really gonna change the vibe of the room. So you should really invest time in that and money. What I plan to do is just to put up a few shelvings and add a gallery wall and plants. Oh, by the way, I have this cute, I can't pronounce the word, something earth material bath mat. It's really good at absorbing water. It is more expensive than the usual fabric bath mat we use, but it really makes a difference. Okay, shall we? I found these floating shelves on the app Let Go. I bought them from a very nice girl and they only cost me $10, and she gave me 2 floating vases which I will be using later and 3 square shelves which I will be using in my room for free. That's probably the best deal I've ever got from those secondhand trading apps, especially that they're all still in perfect condition. I feel super lucky and super grateful. I framed my Hepburn and some pages of Hollywood Reporter. I also painted some artwork, especially for this color palette. So I literally only spent $10 on these decorations. Oh, my plant baby. It's about $15. It's an ivy. And I cut some vines that I thought were too long and started propagating them in these free vases. And that's a wrap for this bathroom makeover. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope this inspires you to make some changes in your space if you want to. It's definitely doable, even though it can be intimidating at first, probably exhausting in the middle, but in the end you'll love the result and that sense of achievement. I promise. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my videos. I'll keep making them every week and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. So pretty, right?